the immunoglobulin, and thereby avoiding being destroyed by the immune system in this way. Examples of that is the Staph aureus and Strep pyogenes. They do this. Okay. So why is that important? Because in order for our body to phagocytize microbes, is that this is the FC region. Our white blood cells, they need to recognize this FC region in order to digest it and kill it. So if a bacteria binds to the FC region, that leaves no way for our white blood cells to recognize it, and therefore it cannot digest and kill it. So that's the value of that. Are you guys getting what? You guys get how that's important? Okay. Exotoxins. Exotoxins. All right. Exotoxins. What are exotoxins? Exotoxins are proteins. Exotoxins are proteins. Okay. They are secreted by the bacteria, and they can cause lysis of host cell. Okay, of the host cell. So, for example, foodborne intoxication results from consumption. So what that means is that the bacterial cell, they multiply in a food product, and then they produce the toxin. Then you consume or eat that toxin. Okay. An example is what happens in botulism. Okay. When you ingest small amounts of the botulinum toxin, which leads to the formation of paralysis. Okay, paralysis. Like most toxins or most exotoxins are actually destroyed by heat. Most exotoxins are destroyed by heat. Okay. Note that exotoxins, they can either act locally or they can spread to distant body sites through the bloodstream. Okay. An example of an exotoxin is it's called the diphtheria exotoxin, which is caused by, this is a virulence factor used by Corynebacterium diphtheria. Okay. That releases its exotoxin into the throat. And as a result, it causes local destruction of the throat, leading to accumulation of dead host cells, pus, and blood. Eventually, what this leads to is the formation of a very characteristic physical exam finding called pseudomembrane in the throat. Okay. Now, the pseudomembrane can actually sometimes break and then get stuck in the airway, leading to suffocation. Okay, suffocation. Exotoxins. We group exotoxins according to the tissue that they affect. Okay, so for example, neurotoxins, these are exotoxins that damage the nervous system. Enterotoxins are exotoxins that damage the intestinal tract. Cytotoxins, they are exotoxins that attack different types of cells or cell membranes. Okay. The exotoxins can also be classified in accordance to their structure and their mechanism of action. And the three categories are what's called the AB toxins, membrane damaging toxins, and the super antigens. Okay. The AB toxins. AB toxins are basically exotoxins that have two parts or two units. The A, or active subunit, is the toxic part, and it's usually an enzyme, and you can see it right here. It's usually an enzyme, okay? The B, this is the B part. B stands for binding. The B part actually is what helps the bacteria to bind to a specific receptor site, okay? So B binds, and then after the B binds, what that allows is for the A part to be taken in through endocytosis, okay? By endocytosis, okay? AB toxins, AB toxins, okay. So this one is very important, very important. Let's see.
So the B toxin acts as a carrier toxin for the A?
Not a carrier, it's the B is the B subunit binds. So here you can see it, it binds. Once it binds to the receptor of the host cell, what happens after that is it induces endocytosis. When it induces, and after induction of endocytosis, and it goes inside to the host cell cytoplasm, the two parts separate, releasing the toxic part, which is the A subunit. What the A subunit does is that it inhibits host cell protein synthesis. It inhibits protein synthesis, leading to the destruction of the host cell. Very good question.
So basically, the binding unit is tricking the cell into taking in the toxin.
The binding unit is allowing the bacteria to attach to the host cell. Okay, it's allowing it to attach into the host cell. Sometimes it can trick it, other times it may not. It doesn't need to really trick, it's about specific binding ability. Very good question too. Very good question. Let me see here. Which ones do I want you guys to know? A lot of different bacteria that have this. Which ones are good? So examples of bacteria that have the AB toxin. Okay. So Vibrio cholera bacteria, which is the bacteria that causes cholera disease. Okay, that's a good one to know. The Clostridium difficile also has a AB toxin. Corneobacterium diphtheria, which causes the pseudomembrane. This is also another AB toxin. And keep it at these three for now. Okay. You guys get these?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so there are other toxins that cause membrane damage. For example, the cytotoxins, which cause lysis of the host cell plasma membrane. A specific type of membrane damaging toxin is hemolysin.